It's Monday, September 29th, and we have Counselor Jordan, Counselor Sullivan, myself, Counselor Devine, and Counselor Graney is online. So I'd like to open up the agenda with item 1, if somebody will make a motion,
Motion to take item 1 off the table?
which is the minutes of the September 8th meeting. Any problems?
No, make a motion that they be
Madam
received.
Chair,
and
there's no video. Now it's good. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Motion to be received and approved?
Second, all those in favor? Aye. Then we have item 2, which is petition from Reverend Randall Bissett, 1810 Northampton Street, for a second-hand license. And I move we take that off the table. I did check everything, and you should have it as well. All the taxes are paid, everything is up
Should
to
we
date.
invite Reverend Bissett? You want to come in and sit down and just turn the microphone on and you can tell us about your proposal or make yourself comfortable?
Yeah, and just hit the bottom of the microphone, and the mic, and that
Should be a
should come
little
up.
green button that'll go on. There you go.
Yep. Okay, Kevin, you can, if you want to
Yeah,
start.
would you be kind enough, Reverend Bissett, you explained to us that you're seeking a second-hand license, we believe to be located at the First Lutheran Church.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your proposal and why you want us to give you this second-hand license?
Well, sadly, after 42 years, our school closed.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry to
We weren't
hear
getting the
that.
numbers anymore, and we, for the 6 years, tried to continue and just kept putting us deeper in the hole.
Okay.
So we thought of a way of where we could still reach out to the community and still make some income for building repairs and stuff like that. So that's why with the second-hand license for a thrift shop.
A thrift shop.
We're not going to be buying anything from anybody. All our everything that comes into our shop will be donations from our congregation and family members.
Okay. Okay. And so what type of hours are you thinking of having?
Right now, it's only going to be a Saturday, on Saturdays from 11 to 4. If we find a need for more hours, we're staying open to 4 because Hoyok Hospital's right in our back parking lot.
Right.
We figure a lot of families that come off there maybe could use the thrift shop. We're not really trying to make a fortune on this. We're just really trying to help out the community. I'll be there every day, every time we open. That's Saturdays, reaching out to communities as well, to the community, see what the needs are.
Okay. So, and so basically can I use the analogy of it'll be like a little bit of like a mini Savers type of thing where people donate stuff to the store and then they sell it and make a couple bucks?
But the quality will be better.
There you go.
You're learning.
And
great.
would you be comfortable do you want us to put on there, you're pretty much going to be Saturdays only, correct?
Yes, for now, yes.
All right.
And if that changes, though, I need to come back to you and
Well, what we could put is maybe give you extra hours than what you're even looking for, if the committee's warm to that.
Yeah.
Where we could say something like, 9 to 6, even though you only run 11 to 4, and this way you got a little more flexibility
that
on
sounds
each end.
excellent. Thank you.
But if you decide to do more than Saturday, you would come back to us.
Okay, definitely.
Does that seem fair?
That seems perfectly fair.
Great.
Does that seem good to
Yeah?
everybody?
Any other questions?
All right. I make a motion it be approved with the hours of 9 to 6 on Saturday.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. I'd also like to welcome Counselor Ocasio, Counselor Bacon, and
Looks like Counselor Givner's here now.
Counselor Givner. So I'm going to read this thing that I thought we didn't have to read, but you're all set. If you want to stay, you can stay.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah,
You have
of
enough
course.
parking, you have a big parking lot, so there's no
Yeah,
issue
yeah, it's
there.
perfect. Will the license still be shipped to us, mailed to us, or do we?
Yeah, how it should work is the finance committee will send it up to the full council for our October 7th meeting. Assuming that the full council approves it on the 7th, then the clerk's office, it would be available. I don't know if she makes you come in to pick it up or not, but I would communicate with Brenna, the clerk,
So-
the following day, like on the 8th or after.
No, we were thinking opening up on October 4th. Should we wait till after the 7th?
Technically, you won't have your permit until
Right.
after until the 7th.
Okay. That's all I have.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Thank
good
you.
luck
Have
to
a good evening,
Good luck
You
to
everybody.
too, but best of luck.
And having seen Counselor Givner, I'm going to read this. Motion to take a roll call vote that for the purposes of this meeting would be applicable to all motions to remove an item from the table, place items on the table, package items, or suspend the rules unless there is an objection.
So moved.
Okay, great. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I don't see Counselor McGrath Smith.
Well, maybe we'll table it until she
Okay, why don't
gets a
we do that?
chance maybe to
Okay.
come. All right.
So item 3, I make a motion that we table that to see if Counselor McGrath Smith comes in or gets on the thing here. Okay, item number 4, ordered that in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53A, the City Council hereby accepts the provisions of Mass DOT Local Bottleneck Reduction Program, $390,149.30, no match grant, and authorizes the expenditures of all resources associated with the administration of said grant. I was informed that the engineer was going to be here. I don't know if,
He's on his way.
okay. So why don't we table that?
Looks like we have a hand up from John Parento at Fuss and O'Neill.
I couldn't understand.
Oh, he said there, John Parento from Fuss and O'Neill would like to address the body. I don't know if that's related to this. Is that related to this?
I don't know that it is, but if their hand is up, perhaps we can. If,
I don't see
if-
them at
If it's the
all.
will of the body.
Jeffrey, I don't see them at all on the,
They're in the attendees. I haven't promoted them to panelists yet.
okay. And you don't know what he wants to talk about?
I haven't been spoken with, so I'm unsure.
Okay, well, why don't we hold on that and we'll go to item number 5, if that's okay?
Okay, motion to table 4.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, so now, item number 5, we should have, everybody should have this letter.
Yeah, a letter from the mayor. Yep.
Yes, and it's item number 5, ordered by Divine, ordered that there be and hereby appropriated by transfer in fiscal year 2026, $137,500 as followed. From CAFO 137.5 to Mayor's Contracted Services 137.5. And we do have a letter from the mayor, which I'm going to read into the record as soon as I find it.
You can take this one,
Okay,
Patty.
thank you. Okay. All right, so this is the mayor's letter. Dear Chair Devine and Finance Committee members, please accept my regrets for not being able to attend this evening's meeting in person to discuss item 5 on your agenda. The school committee is meeting at the same time. Otherwise, I would be present to address this time-sensitive matter. The transfer request from before you is intended to fund continual financial assistance from TJ Plant and his firm, Open Architects. As you know, TJ has been supporting the city with financial forecasting, capital planning, and operational improvements under the state grant. With those funds nearly exhausted, we now need to secure Open Architects' continued support across all our financial departments. To accomplish this, I have requested a transfer from CAFO salary line to contracted services. All of these funds would be allocated to the expanded contract with Open Architects, which will include regular progress updates to the council. While I remain hopeful that the council will approve the Municipal Modernization Act, our immediate financial and operational needs cannot wait. Open Architects is ready to assist us now once the CAFO position is formally established. I will return to the council with an alternative funding plan. Thank you, as always, for your partnership and consideration. So I would ask that we take that up. And
So moved.
so moved. All those in favor? Aye. And who would like to speak first? Kevin Jordan?
Oh, sure, Patty. Thank you. You're very kind. I guess a couple things come to mind here. Not obviously, I see the request. I see what they're talking about. I'm very fond of TJ Plant. He's a very nice guy. He's very thoughtful and a very competent guy. Last I had talked to him, he had received a $50,000 appropriation to do various consulting work. I'd be interested to see what does 137,500? I was a little surprised by the number, quite frankly. It seems a little large. I was figuring, okay, he got 50, maybe we give him another 50 because he's doing some other projects. I'd be interested to know why so much. Or are they just taking the whole thing for what was in the CAFO line and just giving it to TJ, which kind of looks like what was in the budget and doing that? So I'm not sure. Like, do we have a copy of the contract and the type of work we're going to be
Yeah.
doing? A little bit more detail would have been helpful. I know
Yeah.
the mayor couldn't be here
Right.
tonight. Yeah.
Well,
those were some
why
of
don't
my
we go
questions.
around, and if anybody has questions,
Okay.
then from there, we'll make a decision, up
Yeah.
or down.
Sounds good.
Counselor Sullivan?
Yeah, I had pretty much the same questions as Counselor Jordan. How much has been spent so far? That was answered 50 grand. I don't understand if that's what it's been so far, why we would need so much more. Also, the line item that it's going into is other contracted services, which means once it's over there, it could get used for anything else besides that purpose as well. So I'd also like to hear a little bit more. I appreciate what the mayor had to do tonight.
Be nice for TJ to come in. Maybe, too.
I just wanted to mention one thing that I'm reading here. All of these funds would be allocated to an expanded contract with Open Architects. So, just to let you
Madam
know.
Chair, Madam Chair,
Who's that?
Sounds like Howie.
Counselor Rainey,
Go
Counselor
ahead.
Rainey.
Go ahead, Howie.
Okay, Madam Chair, I'm just wondering, these contracted services, exactly what they are, who normally does them, and, once again, 137 grand is a lot of dough to be, transferring to outsourcing to whatever the contracted services are. I think a lot of detail, not a little more detail, but I think a lot of detail is necessary for this. Thank you for your patience.
Okay. Carmen Ocasio, do you have anything?
Yes. How sensitive is this order?
Did you say how sensitive?
Yeah.
I can only tell you that he called me tonight, told me about this letter, and asked that I have Jeff make copies for everybody. And, you know, he had school committee. So it's really, I believe it's really up to the finance committee to do what they feel is best, considering TJ Plant and that amount of money.
Are we having another finance meeting in a couple weeks?
I brought my calendar, I'm not sure, so I'll
Okay,
look.
Okay.
Let me look. Go ahead. if you-
October 15th.
October 15th?
Oh, that's not that far away. You know?
Okay. Anything?
Yeah, but depending on how sensitive and how quick this, but
Yeah,
that's a question.
yeah, he, like I said, he just gave me this tonight, so, it didn't seem like, the most urgent thing in the world.
Right.
But, I told him that I would read the letter and make copies for everybody on the committee.
I think we should table it.
Yeah.
To the 15th.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. And if TJ could come in and tell us what he did with the 50, kind of give us an overview and where did they come up with the 137 number?
Okay.
And maybe get a copy of the contract of what things they're going to be working on. And then that would be really helpful, I think. And then,
Counselor Bacon, do you have any questions?
No, thanks, I'm all set. Thank you.
Okay. I don't see, Counselor Givner, any questions? Hello?
No questions here.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion from the committee.
motion to
I
table.
think you had motioned that it be tabled.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. So 4-0. And we will table this until the 15th of October.
Sounds good.
Sound good? Okay, so Jeffrey, do you know if the engineer is here yet?
Yes, he's on.
He is?
He said yes.
Is that DPW sign there, is that the engineer?
Yes.
Yes?
Yep, there he is, Matt.
Okay.
Stolz's there, yep.
All right, okay,
Motion to
so,
take item number 4 off the table?
second, okay. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, let me just read this. Too many papers. Okay. Okay. Order that in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53A, the City Council hereby accepts the provisions of Mass DOT Local Bottleneck Reduction Program, $390,149.30, no match grant, and authorizes the establishment of a fund and other method appropriate for the accounting of the receipts. The Matt is on the,
Yep, there he is.
this. Oh, I see, okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay, I thought I saw the engineer up there.
He is, yeah.
Okay.
I can see him on the
Because he's
screen.
not on there, so.
Yeah, he's waving.
Okay, Matt, would you like to tell us a little bit about this grant?
Sure. So in 2023, the city of Holyoke was awarded a $500,000 local bottleneck reduction program construction grant from Mass DOT. It was to alleviate congestion on local roadways. Originally, Beach Street was targeted for improvements, but upon further review, the location was deemed not practical for the funding, and that it should be better served at different locations. So then the project was refocused to alleviate congestion and reduce crash frequencies experienced by drivers on Main Street. So the proposed project proposes the following signalized intersection improvements at Main and 391 South on-ramp, Main Street at South and South Water Street, Main Street at the 391 North Exit 5 off-ramp, and Main Street at Jackson Street and Main Street at Sargent Street. The project proposes to update and repair signal equipment at all of these intersections and ensure that signal operations and traffic flow are improved, and it also updates signage, pavement markings at the 391 on-ramp and Water Street and South Street. And so the off-ramp intersections are clearly indicate stop bar locations and better delineate travel lanes. So hopefully this project, when complete, will address the traffic issues that are pretty apparent at that 391 Main Street intersection.
Okay, any questions?
I had one, if I may.
Go ahead, Counselor Jordan.
Yeah, Matt, obviously, I think this is great. I'm happy to support this. These are going to be important improvements for Ward 2 along Main Street. I did want to, once again, though, lobby in favor of the fixing of the light at Main and Vernon. You know, the reason you've got so much fast traffic coming into the 391 corridor is it's a runway all the way down coming northbound on Main Street from Dean to there. So we had a traffic light. We've had people seriously injured. There was a child seriously injured near that intersection. There's been other accidents at that intersection. As you know, there's a lot of curves and blind spots coming northbound on Main, and we really, the neighbors really want that traffic light put back that was knocked out by a drunk driver about 3 years ago, and it was never put back. So to the extent that we can get some add-on funds to do that, to do other things there, to slow the traffic down coming into these improvements at 391 and Main would be really helpful. But the traffic is just going so fast coming north on Main, south on Main too, but really on north on Main in particular. So, a matter of fact, I'll even, and I see Carmen Ocasio, the Ward 2
I
counselors
knew
here.
that was going to come up, and it should.
Yeah, because her and I one day were down there. We went after a council meeting and we were standing on the corner and we were just talking about how we really need to get this light. And literally a car coming northbound turned right in front of us, went over the sidewalk and went onto Vernon Street. And it's like you couldn't make it, like you couldn't make it up. It was like it fit right into exactly how dangerous and how wild and crazy it is there. And the reason the neighbors also really want that light is not just to slow down, but it's the only way to safely get out of Springdale from all the streets, whether it's Springdale Avenue, Prue Avenue, those areas, Vernon, like they at least had one light to get out so you're not taking your life in your hands. Specifically, especially if you're taking a left to go northbound on Main and you're crossing the two lanes. So, I really hope that gets soon part of this, because this is an important part of the fix that we're talking about tonight. So thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Councilor Ocasio.
My question is that how, and with this money in this project that MassDOT is doing, how did you guys miss not realizing that light there on Main Street in Vernon is we really need it. It's very dangerous there. Come, you guys just didn't go further, because that is a dangerous also intersection to me. And a lot of cars wind up inside Springdale Park. I witnessed a few accidents there. People that use Springdale Park, that goes there for any activity, when they park across the street, they cannot get across the street safely. It's a ongoing battle, and I think that light needs to be put back there. They don't need to do no more traffic studies or any of that, because that light was there. It was taken down by a drunk driver, and why should the residents of Holyoke really, because we all use that same street, to go into West Springfield or to the mall, wherever, when we pass through there, it will benefit everyone safely. And a young girl, 7 years old, just got hit not too long ago, I believe last year,
Yeah.
severely injured, because due to safety, they fly through there. I've seen it. I got videos on how dangerous that little piece there is. And that light makes a whole difference. I can tell you, because I see, but they speed right through, even the trucks, the school bus, I seen it all. I got everything on video, who speed, who doesn't speed up and down that road. And that's a safety hazard. And I think that Holyoke should do better for the residents of Holyoke, because that's safety, that's life on the line. And I've been advocating for it with the help of Councilor Jordan, advocating for it since I became city council. And I will continue advocating for it to the last day that I'm city council, and I'm still going to be here advocating for it, because it's very important. I think it's safety, and it should be on top priority, I think. Thank you.
What I would say is if we could also pass your words along to Representative Duffy, Senator Vilas, and Richard Neal. And maybe that part of the government will be able to fund it, since the city doesn't seem to have the money to do that. So I would make a motion that we this particular order, and we still have to hear from Matt, we would add Vernon Street and Main Street.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yep.
Madam Chair? This is Council Britton speaking. Once again, we've been lobbying for this light for 2 years or longer. Actually, since before, when it was knocked down. You got children that are using that facility back and forth across the Springdale Park on a daily basis. You have kids walking up to Dean Tech. You have people coming out of Springdale. You have them coming down all those streets. This traffic light is absolutely critical for the people of Holyoke. And I don't know why or how much or how long we have to lobby for it. Even if we have to find the money from somewhere else to get this thing back and operating, it's absolutely necessary. Some of those trailer trucks that come into the city, they come barreling down that street. I don't know how in the name of the Lord they could possibly stop with the speed that they're going, some of them. It's absolutely critical. This light was there for as long as I can remember. I've been a resident for Hoyle for a long time. As long as I can remember, that light was there. The drunk driver knocks it over, and now all of a sudden we don't need it anymore. I mean, I can't believe we haven't replaced it yet. And the residents of Ward 2 absolutely deserve it, and the children of Ward 2 absolutely deserve it as well. So thank you for your attention, but let's hope we could get some money to get it done. Thank you.
Okay. Matt, is there anything else you'd like to add before we, I'm going to say accept the proposal?
Yep.
Well, this project is specifically funded for congestion mitigation. It's a congestion mitigation grant, so it can't be expanded to include that additional intersection. So this funding would be just for this intersection, which has already been designed and is ready to go out to bid once this committee accepts it and the city council finalizes the acceptance of the grant.
Thank you. Maybe what we could do,
For our next meeting.
yeah,
So when we pass this, we'll pass that request too,
Right.
see if they can get the extra.
okay.
Yep.
So are we all set with this particular item?
This is a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I make a motion to be approved.
all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Or nothing? 5-0, sorry. Okay, and,
Mo-
go ahead.
Motion to reconsider our previous action on item number 5 and take it off the table.
That's
Second.
exactly what I was going to do. So the mayor is here. So Mayor, if you want to come in, feel free. And this is ordered that there be and is hereby appropriated by transfer in the fiscal year 2026, $137,500 as follows from the CAFO to the mayor's contracted services. And I make a motion that we take it off the table.
So moved.
And Mayor, I did read, we each had a copy of what you had sent to me, and I did read that into the record, okay? So if you want to, is it all right if the mayor takes the floor before we have questions?
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's a lot of moving parts happening right now in the council with some of the proposed changes for the municipal finance modernization. And what I'm trying to do here is until those changes, in lieu of those changes, TJ Plant through Open Architects has been extremely helpful with doing financial forecasting. Right now, he's in the middle of completing the capital planning through that state grant, the $50,000 state grant, which we hope to conclude soon and present to the council and the final product of that. I think what we want to do is take full advantage of his technical expertise to, help mitigate some of these issues and concerns that are not issues or concerns, but just kind of help manage things and keep things flowing as we continue to try to figure out how we're, with the treasurer leaving by February and other acts in front of you and reorganization, that we have that technical support guiding us through and making sure that, that we're getting through okay. So that's what that is. I don't know if.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to make it because I know that.
Yeah, and I
people did
apologize. I
have-
had a school committee meeting which got adjourned abruptly because they were having issues with the sound with the public access channel and one of our members who was pro temp vice chair just adjourn. And so we're not dealing with this. And I said, okay, great. I can go to the finance committee meeting now.
Well, we did have questions, so I'm not sure how you want to handle it. Do you want to start with Kevin Jordan and then work around this way?
Sure, that sounds
And
good,
we also
Patty.
have,
Yeah.
we also have Cocaine Givner online, and we know Linda's here.
And
Did you
Howie's,
want something?
Yes,
And right now I don't there's we're working on a contract with particular scope identified in it. Certainly can get to that to you guys over hopefully by the next council meeting. Assuming this was to pass today and go forward, we'll be sure that's in front of you.
I had a question about, didn't we put this for the next finance meeting on the 15th?
We did, but the
Took it
mayor
out.
was able to come back, so we're just sort of starting over.
Okay,
And answering or asking him any questions.
gotcha.
Kevin, go ahead, you had some concerns.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to go over kind of like, one, I'm a big fan of TJ. I think he does a really good job for the city. He had, last I had talked to him, he had received that $50,000 grant that you had referenced, and wanted to learn more about the work that he had done with that. And then also, well, how was 137,500 or whatever it is, how was that number arrived at? I think that's what was in the budget, so you just took the whole thing and put it there? Why are we doing that much versus another 50,000? That was one of my questions. And then the other thing is, you alluded to it, was the scope of the contract. I would like to see that to understand the kind of work he's doing. I wanted to make sure, as you recall, there was some concerns when we had the treasurer consultant come in. There was a $300,000 payment, and then I don't think we fully grasped that there was going to be 600,000 more was the expectation after that. So I wanted to make sure that we're really understanding what's going to be done, and that where do you see the TJ sort of this relationship going? Is this 137 and then next year we see maybe there'll be another 100, or yeah, just if you could kind of give us some, and then it might be nice to see TJ come before finance at some point for him to catch up with us.
Yeah, so that 50,000, that will be coming in front of the council soon for an update. And-
Okay.
And TJ will be present, so we can go over the capital plan.
Oh, good.
And we were able to support both financial forecasting from when we were putting the budget together and capital planning using that particular grant resource. So he'll be in front of you guys soon. Outsourcing is expensive, is what the bottom line is. I do hope to, we'll finalize the scope in that contract so you can review and what exactly it is that it'll be doing. I am going to be submitting to the council communication for your next council meeting a letter we got from the DLS, and it isn't a good one. Just want to give you guys all a heads up.
Did you say
Not
it
good.
wasn't a good
No.
one?
There's some serious concerns that have been plaguing the city for a couple decades now. A lot of the reasons why we have the package in front of us to change so we can be better. And, I'm really hoping that as the council continues to reconcile and figure things out, TJ can help kind of pilot this a little bit so we can get through the storm. And this was a this was a solution we shared with our friends over at the DLS, who have TJ highly regarded, and we're excited to know that maybe perhaps this can be a potential opportunity to help get through some things. But that's where we are, and that letter will come and we can talk about it. And but right now, we need help. And any way you guys can offer that support, would be greatly appreciated, certainly.
Could we, it would be helpful, yeah, we look forward to seeing what the DLS has to report, and it might be also helpful to get a representative to come in from DLS to kind of to talk over the letter and, and get into some more in-depth on that. That would be helpful. It seems like we would want to have an understanding of the letter, the scope of the agreement, and how it is meeting the needs.
Yep.
Have all this information before we would just approve the money.
Yeah.
It seems like that would be all part of the same conversation.
You're absolutely not wrong. The only challenge that I have on my end is just time. So now we're talking about waiting more and more until finally, you know what I mean? And we need the help now. I'm just communicating that. You guys know that I never try to come in here and tell anybody, what to do, but just understand that we need help.
Let me ask you, last question is it possible that we have some installment amount of money to keep TJ going without necessarily, if you're saying there's a time sensitivity here, that, if we gave another 20 grand or something, and then that he can keep doing whatever he's doing if his 50,000 is run out, but,
So if and when if you were to approve that or any dollar amount, it's not like we cut him a check for 100 and something. There's a schedule. Right? You do the job, and you send an invoice per the scope that you hit. Whether if it's agreed upon monthly or quarterly, I would imagine monthly. So it would be. I guess you can, for lack of a better term, installment payments or monthly payments. But I know what you're saying. Like, we come back to the council and then we re-report it. The only thing is just it ties up our hands a little bit and adds more time to the process. That's all. But certainly anything's possible.
Because our experience with the treasurer's office was that when the 300,000, which was going to ultimately be $1 million if we didn't stop it, was that they would come in with different reporting requirements,
right.
And they found that unacceptable. So then all of a sudden, that was it, which was fine, by me. But I did want to, see if we could get a more. I think we need to have the conversation and have a lot of detail. I don't think it's just approve money and get back to us. I want the council to be involved in the conversation of what we're exactly doing. I would like to really understand that better if we could. That would be helpful.
I don't even know where to go to this. 'Cause sometimes, with all due respect, counselors, I feel like I'm in a twilight sometimes here. Because not having Sarah Hunter with Mass Munifin is part of the reason why we got this letter. We could have gotten a lot done. We're a $180 million business here in the city of Holyoke. And, I don't know how else or how more to explain. And it feels like when we do that, counselor, it just seems like, we're not getting anywhere. And meanwhile, we're getting more pressure. And for some reason, things are not still connecting with the council. I'm just a little confused on this side a little bit, and don't know how to express any more loudly that we need to move on these things. By February, we're not going to have a treasurer. I'm still looking for directive and what we're going to do there so that we can. Am I consolidating the treasurer task? Are we posting for the treasurer? Can I post for can we post for the treasurer if we haven't adopted some change? We're trying to complete these audits. There's reconciliation things that trying to get done, and not enough technical expertise needed for the team to keep up with the obligations. And so meanwhile, we're getting things like this letter we're going to talk about soon. Like, that's the result of that. So I hope and praying on my end here that the council can come together and have some sort of coming to Jesus and really figure this out, because
Mayor, I just have
other
a
people
question.
will figure it
Excuse
out
me,
for
Kevin,
us.
I just had a question.
Sure.
If we approve this tonight, will you be able to come back on the 15th? I don't know what day of the week that is, with everything that Kevin's talked about. TJ Plant coming in, anybody else that we need to come in at the next finance meeting. But I would like to see this approved tonight.
Whatever you guys need. It's just, I guess the only challenge in my end is just time. It's time. We want to move now.
Right.
But I completely am sympathetic to, we need to review this and understand and speak with, absolutely, and I think we should do that, and we will. I need some flexibility over here to, keep the airplane flying.
Okay.
And then there's also the concern that if we do that, like, I just don't feel confident in the body to not table it again and completely disagree again. And then,
Yeah.
and then we're back to square one. So it's a little bit challenging on this side.
Yeah. And
if I may.
It's gonna be October pretty soon. So.
Yeah, it's very challenging on this end too, Mayor. I mean, it's all about communication. It's all about, a lot of these things. It's about compromise. It's about different input from different folks. And I think if there's issues, I mean, I can't even tell you when the last time we've had an update about finances relative either to the treasurer's office. I found out third hand through an email today that our free cash didn't get certified. Like, there's not a lot of what we see, what I would call active reporting going on. What it is we'll get things like this, which is just a transfer request. And again, I'm not trying to question intentions. I think everybody's trying to do the right thing. But what I'm seeing is the council, the finance committee in particular, should be a seat at the table in these discussions, whether it's, these different reorg proposals to do. There's been a lot of conversations and a lot of work done by a lot of people, certainly myself included, to put a lot of these reforms together. And I've certainly made my, where I stand on those things. But as far as like these things with the treasurer's office, that $1 million money, we wanted regular updates and not just, here and there. And that was the way it was kind of working out. And I think with this situation, I think it would be good for the council to get reporting on what's TJ working on, what are the priorities, what do we need to do to support, what can we do to help you. I think, look at it from, there's trying to be an attitude of cooperation. It's not about resistance at all. We all want the same thing. I think we all want an effective, efficient government. We just want to see under the hood what's going on, what exactly is happening, and what can we do to support those efforts. So it doesn't have to be adversarial in any way. I don't want it to be adversarial in any way. I want it to be one of cooperation. So if you're willing to do that, I certainly, and I'm sure everybody else in the room feels the same way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's why I still feel like I'm in a twilight, Counselor, because I don't, if there's any member on this side of the aisle not cooperating, I'd love to know immediately and make sure that we'll figure that we untangle that knot. But we have been reporting things out of the, any office really when inquiries come in, particularly these financial departments. And we have been working together, we have been compromising, and then it's just more and more. The goalpost just keeps moving. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here on this side like, all right, when are we going to get real and take care of what's serious in front of us? And that's where I think that, there hasn't been much of an alignment. And, I reach out to counselors, I try to talk one-on-one. Some return my calls, some don't. Those that do, they'll tell you one thing, something else happens. I'm getting a little exhausted. I just hope that at some point here there's some sort of action. But again, I don't want to minimize what you're trying to say about traditionally that's what we want. Come in, hey, we got this idea, there's some concerns, here's what we're trying to do. It's just timing is just not on our side right now. But if there was a dollar amount, well, now and something later, if that's what you're trying to do, that I think we can work around that and figure that out. So I can work on getting that scope and contract over. And
I have a suggestion, but first, Councilor Bacon had her
I'll
hand up.
defer to the chair. Go ahead.
Well, you'd probably want to talk, considering what I'm going to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'd like to speak too, Madam Chair.
We'll get to you, Howie.
So I appreciate the committee wanting to understand some more of the details relative to the transfer. And I do want to note that while the discussion in ordinance has been strictly around the Modernization Act, there have been two other paths sitting in the jacket for months. One was to move forward with what the voters voted and appoint a treasurer that was qualified, which we all have agreed, including our treasurer, that he isn't. We could have started doing that months ago. Alternately, there's an order in there to combine the treasurer collector. Either of these things could have been done months ago. They were filed before the vote, at least one of them. So I just think the problem or the situation, or maybe the better way to say it is the context that we've been in, is everything's been bundled into one big, beautiful bill, to use an analogy you might not like, but nonetheless. And so these other options haven't even come up. They're in the jacket and they haven't even really been addressed at all. So I would just suggest there is more than one path, but it seems like there's only one that we've been talking about. Thank you.
Counselor Graney?
Yeah, Madam Chair, if the mayor decides that he gets this passage through the committee, although I'm not a part of the committee, and he agrees that he will come in and furnish all the details, of what the 157 grand is going to go prior to the next finance meeting. He seems to be talking like there is a pretty great sense of urgency here that the city really needs this dough. So, I think the finance committee should take that into consideration. Maybe give the mayor a shot to operate and then come in and show the council what he's done, or show the finance committee what he's done. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Graney. That's exactly what I was going to propose. I think if we can pass this tonight, and all these questions that we do have, and we're meeting again on the 15th of October, Finance Committee, have TJ Plant in, have the mayor in, whoever else you think should be in on that meeting, let's do that. But let's get this passed tonight and start going again.
And just,
You're willing to do that?
I'm happy that you could be my right-hand guy.
All right.
You could be on every
That's in
call,
write that
every
down.
virtual, whatever, and
Write that down.
it's just, yeah, well, this
Well, I think what
be helpful.
I'd like to do is pass this tonight. Kevin seems to know who should be in there in that meeting on the 15th. So I would ask that he
Yeah. I'm happy to
let
connect
Jeffrey
with the mayor.
know
Yeah.
and let the mayor know to come in. And let's get this straightened
October
out.
15, right?
Yeah, I don't know what day of the week that is.
Gonna say,
And you and I always return each other's phone calls, so that's never a problem.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So October 15th.
Just for you, Mayor, I'm going to vote yes, just because you
Okay.
asked.
Let's
Okay.
go quickly.
All right.
All those in favor of passing this for the mayor, say aye. Aye.
God.
Okay, thank you very much.
October
That was-
15th, again, just to be clear, we're getting, what am I getting
Scope
ready?
of the contract, you're going to have TJ. We're going to talk about, by then we'll have this DLS letter. We're going to talk about
Perfect.
what you're working on. Maybe if he's ready to talk about what he did with the 50 grand, that would be helpful.
The whole package.
The whole
Package, yeah.
kit and caboodle.
I think this
We're ready for a nice update.
And hopefully, that'll be the only thing on the finance committee, if we can do that. So we are not rushing into anything. We
Yeah.
have a
And
lot
what-
to
And what
talk.
we're doing with free cash, and how's that all
Right.
going to play out?
Yeah, so I guess we could talk about that next meeting. I was just going to say, the
Kevin,
audit,
I hate to ask you to do this, but could you make the list and
Sure.
send it to the mayor?
Yeah.
And that way, we'll all have something. And if anybody else has anything they'd like to ask the mayor, certainly email him,
okay. Yeah.
okay?
I have one other question, Madam Chair.
Okay, go ahead, and then Counselor Sullivan has a question.
Respectfully, Mayor Garcia, when are we going to get an update on the free cash? When are we going to get that? I mean, this has been going on for a long time,
So, the 24 audit was just complete. Hang on, I'm looking at my notes here. So, the holdup was the completion of the 24 audit, and it's taken some time between the auditor and the treasurer. And really, what happened was it was kind of a perfect storm situation. CBIZ went under new ownership, and they had their own, the new owners, which is now CBiz, had their own quality control and wanted something to happen, the work to happen from scratch, and it caused the delay in the situation, and you know, it was kind of like this perfect storm situation. But for the last 2 weeks, Deb Wagner has been on the auditor together with the treasurer to get this audit finally done. We had to pressure CBiz and really tell them, hey, look, you know, there's a good chance we'll be something that's been asked for a long time. There's a good chance I'll be soliciting price quotes from different auditors and start changing it up a little bit, because we were a little disappointed in how this all shook out the last couple of weeks with CBiz. But close 24. Then the state does their reconciliation, and free cash then at that point gets certified. That's where we are, but we can have more of a detailed update on that if you want on the 15th.
Okay, Counselor Sullivan?
Yes, I just want to be clear on what we're doing here. We're sending the 137.5 approval to the full council for the next meeting.
Right.
The 7th, yeah.
But Counselor Jordan's
another
going to
order.
file a new order
No, well,
He's
for what's going
making
to
a
come in.
list.
oh, I guess we would have to have an order,
Yeah,
because
have
we
to
would
have
need
an
an
order, yeah.
agenda item.
Item, right.
Yeah, good point.
Okay.
Good
that,
point.
That was it.
Yeah, get a new order in.
Yep. And then you and I can work together on the details of that?
Yep.
Okay.
And then,
And you can put my name on that order.
Would
as
you,
well?
yeah,
you can-
and Patty,
yeah. Do
yeah.
you want your
maybe-
name on it
Maybe
too?
all the finance members.
Counselor Givner, would you like your name on the order as well?
Sure.
Okay,
So I'll do all the.
Counselor
finance-
Graney would like his name on that order too.
Okay.
okay.
Sure.
Thank you, Howie.
And then one final thing on the free cash, though, timing wise, it was my understanding, or at least I was led to believe perhaps, that because it was too late after the June 30 deadline, that
Yeah.
we're now looking at free cash later this fiscal year, or
So that was the free cash for
24.
24.
Right.
And so what happens now is 25. So if we get everything done for 25, then that 24 free cash just rolls over into, you know what I mean? So it doesn't disappear. We don't lose it.
You don't lose it, but when would we see the 24 and 25 free cash then? What's your estimated schedule for that, please?
So in a perfect world right now, the schedule would be before December to get free cash certified, but it all contingent on
Can you reach that blue
how quickly we can
bin?
close 25 or do an audit for 25.
And we've been running really, really behind on all those, so, yeah.
Well, that's about to change, I think, with all this new stuff coming up.
Let's hope, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, hopefully
so-
we can have a robust, that's the conversation you're talking about, the robust update all together for that next meeting. So definitely put in the order.
Yeah.
We'll all be here.
And the,
Sounds good.
Take it all.
the regular meeting is the 7th, City Council?
Yeah, full
7th.
council 7th.
And then 15th is the finance
Yep.
meeting? Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor? Aye. So moved. Thank you
Have a
very
good
much.
night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.